You know what I really hate? I really hate being in fear. I hate the feeling of fear. I don't like to be afraid. I don't like that fight or flight feeling that we get when we're afraid or when we're fearful of something. And I think it comes from when I was a kid. I grew up in a really rough neighborhood, in a really strong family, and the city that I lived in, I mean, it was so much going on, so much violence, gangs and drug dealing, and so many people were just so hard-hearted and struggling. And so I, as a child, had so many fears, and I can remember hating feeling like that. If I had to walk home at night, I hated that feeling of just being so fearful, all the way home. And it was difficult because there was really nobody to talk to about my fears as a child, because everybody was so tough. And it seemed like nobody else in the world was fearful of these things but me, because everybody just lived so almost fearless, in where I'm from. And so I was so relieved when I gave my life to Christ and I was able to see in the Word that God did not give us the spirit of fear. That gave me so much comfort and so much confidence, because that was never our portion. God never gave that to us. He never intended for us to be fearful of anything. And with that news, that for me now makes me, every time that I find myself in a fearful situation, I attack the situation and I address it head on. If it's a difficult conversation or an uncomfortable task that has me fearful, I just attack it and get it over with and be done with it. And I encourage you the same thing today. If you have something that has got you paralyzed with fear, listen, be strong, be courageous. Fear is not your portion. Don't sweep it under the carpet. Don't ignore it. Attack that thing head on, no matter what it may be. Address the situation. Don't live in fear. Address the fear.